absolutely not an expert. I am the opposite of that. I just wanted to share what my journey has been like so far. The only cast on I know well is the long tail. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I am going to go ahead and use some circulars, and they are 5mm needles, because the long ones like this, I had a little bit of trouble with, partially because my hands are small and then my arms are kind of on the short end. So anyway, I personally, so you figure out like about how long you want it. Let's say I want 10 stitches, so I'm just going to make a tail about that long. This is Hirschner, so it has a Hirschner's worsted yarn, so it has a center pull. I have to do a slip knot. Sam's Yarn Basket would show you don't have to do a slip knot. I just have to. I cannot seem to get my brain to accept where things need to go if I don't have it a slip knot. And do your slip knot however you do it. So this is the tail part. So I need that tail around my thumb. And then I'm going to put this across here and then down like that. Oh, and I see I did it wrong now. So how I know I did it wrong? Oh, no, maybe it was right. No, because I need the tail. So see, this is, okay, like that. Like a slingshot. Oh, I'm going to have to put this around my pinky. That's what it is. Okay. So this is my tail. It's underneath this. I'll pull that a little tighter. And I'm going to grab my tail. And then I'm going to go underneath this one. And then back through. And then let it come down. So my slip's not counted as one stitch. And now I have to retighten because, again, I'm doing this. I'm a very beginner. I just want to show those who are also beginning this knitting journey what I've gone through. Oh, I did not catch that stitch. So okay. So it's down across like this. And then I grab this, pull down. Okay. And that's 2 stitches because the slip knot and then the one I just did. Come underneath, go around that side and pull down. Underneath, pull down. And I'm going to pull this down to make sure they're actually the right size and they're about the same size and they're moving along there. So I have 4 and then 5, 6. Oops, I did something weird there. Okay, underneath, pull down, underneath, pull down. Now this is just how I do the long tail. Please feel free to watch an expert. I just wanted to show you, like, if you're starting, you can do this. You can do this. Everyone can do this. That has 2 hands and other medical conditions. I know there is a one-handed method. I wouldn't know how to teach that. Go to somebody that knows that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 9. I got that all wonky because I need to pull out my yarn. It's too much tension there. Okay. Now, got to make sure that the tail is on this side. Okay. Under, through, under, pull, but not tight. Notice I want these loose, but I want them all about the same size. Like that one's a little bit loose, but I want them to slide here. Let's see what I've got. Oh, I've got an extra, so I'm going to slide that off. I just want 10 stitches for right now. Okay, now we are going to ignore the tail. I'll bring this needle over. This particular step is the hardest, to ignore the tail. So I've got 10 stitches there. I'll count again. Yep. Okay. I'm going to go in the front and I'm going to grab it with my needle and my finger because the first stitch is always the trickiest. Before I pull it off, I'm going to size the stitch by pushing this through. Now I learned this just about a week ago and it's really helped me. So I push that through and then pull off. Because then that stitch is, oh, and then my tail came over to the other side for some reason. We fix that. Tail got flopped over. Okay. Now that looks very big. Why is that so big? Oh, I did something wrong with that cast on stitch. Okay, so we're gonna back up, go back to casting on. 6, 8, 9. So let me do this again. I'm gonna cast on, make sure that's on there. Okay. And then move it out of the way. Grab the actual working yarn. And I'm holding Continental. This is how I hold Continental. This is not standard hold. Most people use their pinky or weave it through. This is what I need to do for me. I had to play with about 6 or 7 different holds. Let's try this again and hopefully it works this time. I'm going to grab that yarn with the needle, hold it, pull it through, and then size it, and then pull it off. Now notice I moved my stitches up. Now I'm going to show that again. So through this direction, yarn it over this direction, pull it through, size it, then pull it off. Okay. So this is a way you can help not make it too tight. Okay. Now that's how I start. Here, let me go through that again one more time, and then I'm going to show you what I've adapted to. So then I yarn over this direction, and I let the needle pull it through. Oop, I didn't get it sized first before it came off. All right, now I have been doing this where you just pick it through like that. And I don't have to wrap it that way because it is coming that same direction because the needle's going over it and grabbing it. Now, Arity had told me, let the needles do the work. So that's what I've been doing. So this is where I've moved to over time. And I kind of hold, like I said, I size it and then I pull it off. And then hold that yarn, pull it through, size it, pull it off. Lost a hold of that yarn, pull it through. I'm a little close here. That's part of the problem. And if you do that, be very careful putting them back on. Okay. Okay. So I think part of it is because I'm filming it. Let me just do it this way, but I have been doing it. Okay. Let's see if I can get it with this one. So I grab that yarn and pull it through. Show you again. Grab that, pull it through. See, at that time I had to go further back. Let's see if I can do it with the last one. Okay. Did you all see that? So you just grab it and pull it through. This kind of technique of pulling it through like that, I saw on Nimble Needles. So I want to acknowledge that. Again, this is Continental style. English style is different. Okay, let's show the purl stitch. So the purl stitch, first I have to grab it and hold it like I do, which is like that. Then I bring my yarn around the front by doing that. Okay. So it's in the front. This time we're putting our needle in like this. And then it's very loose. Hold on. It's loose. I don't want it that loose. All right. Put my needle in, and that has to, the first stitch is always hardest. And I'm showing all the challenges because I am a beginner. If you're a beginner, you can do this. So I needed to grab that loop and bring it through, size it, then pull it off the needle. Now I need to move up a little bit. This yarn needs to stay in front. Then you pull it over and pull it back through. You let the needle do the work. And then through, over, and there are several ways to do Continental. This is what works for me. I've gotten a little faster at it. Not too close to the end there. Okay. All right.
That's what she said.
Oh my goodness. Okay. It's really that this yarn and these needles is kind of slick. I size it and then pull it off. Now this one ended up a little loose. If you watch Nimble Needles, he'll explain why a purl, when you do Continental, is a little bit looser than your knit. Oop, I was about to do a knit stitch because I said knit. Okay, purl, stitch down, around, and then pull that back through. There are a couple different ways to do that. You can do reverse purls, and you can do all kinds of different things. This is what's working for me. And I'm letting the needle do most of the work with the exception of pulling that down over. Okay. And then there's 10 purl stitches. Again, that one's loose, so I should have been more careful there, but you can see this end is okay. And then the other side is knit. So, in my opinion, that's plenty. And again, I'm showing you what it looks like for me with Continental style, working through just doing 10 stitches with the long tail cast on and 1 row of knit and 1 row of purl with 5mm needles, circular needles, because that just makes it so I don't have to worry about it coming off the end. Oh, that's come loose. Okay. I'm not an expert, but I wanted to encourage, I'm literally a beginner, 4 weeks, okay? I just wanted to encourage those that are wanting to try to knit that you can do this, and after 4 weeks, I can do, this is the beginning of a teddy bear. So you can do it. I just really felt like it was important. Sorry about all the really important to show like kind of my journey in the most simplistic, not the simplistic way, in the most authentic way, where you see the challenges I had as I'm going through. With the exception of that stitch, most of these stitches are good. I must not have pulled it down tight after I measured it. Let me show you what I mean. I'm just going to show it on a knit stitch because now we flipped. So if we want all of our knit on the same side, we need to go to knit stitch now. So knit stitch is in the back. And again, I know I hold a little bit different than what is traditional Continental hold. It's coming through. I wrap around, I measure, pull off, and then I tighten it down a little bit. Okay, that's what you need to do, but you want to make sure that loop is tight. So that's what I didn't do with the purl. If I wanted to do a purl next, we can do that just for the fun of it. Wait, I pulled my stitch off. Hold on. Pulled my stitch off before I got that measured up. Okay, now, and I'm going to pull it down a little bit. That's what Nimble Needles recommends. If we do knit, purl, this would be 1 by 1, and then you pull it down on there. You're not trying to pull that loop tight, you're pulling this tight. Okay, knit is next, right? So close to the end. Okay, so this is just for the fun of it. Oh, purl. I had to keep track of what I was doing. You measure, and when you pull it off, just pull it tight a little bit to get your knit and your purl to be consistent. But you're not pulling it like where it's tight on here. You want to measure that as you're pulling it off. That was a knit stitch, right? Yeah. And I'll show you. Okay, and then purl, and pull it down, and then tighten it up just a little bit. And you can see knit, purl, knit, purl. And that was a purl because that loop is in the front. So knit, and then pull it down, and then purl. And this one I'm really going to have to pull down because, again, that was way loose, and I'm trying to pull this part down, keep that loop the same size as the others. Okay, and that was just for fun, knit, purl, knit, purl. But anyway, in 4 weeks you can learn this. You can do this. Practice, practice, practice. I have my practice piece here somewhere buried. Whereas knitting then purling, here it was knit back and forth, knit back and forth. This is knit, purl, knit, purl. You can see it's not perfect. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit 1 row, purl in the next. This is 2 by 2. This is knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2. Right. And I believe it was on these needles. Different yarn. This is the Lazy Days. This is that yarn I said is wonderful for learning. Let's Get Cozy Lion Brand yarns. Let's Get Cozy Lazy Days yarn. So just lots of practice without doing a project, but I've done some projects too. So in the 4 weeks. So just like I said, at the ends, this was Nimble Needles recommendation. Kind of pull that down, but make sure that loop is not overly tight. You're just tightening down the stitch. And now it's the same with the purl. After it's measured to this size here, and then you tighten it up. All right. Oh, I don't know if any of that was showing. We'll see. Okay. Thanks for coming in. Can I get an amen? Hugs from me, my potato head. Hugs from me. Whatever kind of hug you need. And remember, you matter and kindness matters.